I'm Chris Lewis, firefighter for the Lakeville Fire Department. Welcome to another edition of On Call. The goal of this program is to educate and inform citizens of Lakeville about how Lakeville's all-volunteer fire department trains and responds to emergencies. Let's take a look at what's coming up on this edition of On Call. We follow firefighters from Station 3 as they head up to a new training facility at the Eagan Fire Department. Fire Chief Mike Meyer will inform us of a fire danger that you may not know about that may be located in your house. We answer another viewer's question in Ask the Firefighter. I will have all the latest news happenings around the fire department, and we'll wrap things up with Scratch the Fire Dog as he explores the various ways water can be sprayed. Today we're here training at Eagan Station 2. With me is the Deputy Chief of Eagan, Pat, and he's going to tell us all about their station. Pat, what can you tell me about this station?
Well, welcome. Well, this station is about 1 year old. We opened it about a year ago, and it's a multi-function building. We closed down 2 facilities and built this building, replacing our administration building and our Station 2. But this building also includes our historical side of our police and fire. Okay. It includes a dorm program where we have 6 resident dorm people living here at no cost to them. What we ask for them is when there's a fire call, they get on a truck and they roll, and then we have a very quick response time. This also serves as our administration building. It serves as our EOC, which is our Emergency Operations Center for the City of Eagan. It also serves a police evidence storage, and a police have an office here.
Okay.
But one of the biggest facility, part of the facility is our training integrated into the station. You guys are out tonight training on it, and when we designed this building, we designed a lot of it around hands-on training and tried to include as much as we could into the building.
So you've built a search and rescue, suppression, or different types of elevated rescue things right into the building.
Right. You can kind of see from a distance a tower, and the tower is simulated to a commercial building.
Okay.
It's a stairway, but it has a lot of things integrated inside the tower. But we also, you can kind of see the engine connected to the building. That's the same thing you'd see out in the industrial areas of your city.
With like standpipe connections and sprinkler systems and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're here tonight. Is this something common where different cities come to your station in your city and train and something like that, or?
Well, it might become more common. Right now, you guys are the first city outside of Eagan that are using our facility. Right now it's opened up to all the surrounding communities that they have an opportunity to come in here at no cost and utilize our search room and our training simulators.
Okay, and then do the public? Do you guys let the public come in and tour around or anything like that? Or?
We tour the building, but we don't let them actually exercise through our training area.
Okay.
So we allow a lot of tours throughout the week. They get to tour the area, but they don't really get hands-on experience like you guys are doing tonight.
Okay, and then you house several different trucks, equipment. Do you have boats? What do you have inside here?
This building has 12 bays. We have 6 going out the front side, which is the north side of the building, and 6 coming out the south side. And then we have specialty equipment in this station. We have our rehab truck, a ladder truck, 2 engines. We have the city's command vehicle, and we have police have a trailer that they store here, and we have our educational trailer here for going out in the community and teaching young kids education on fire prevention.
All right, fantastic. Well, we should go inside, take a look, and get a better feel for the facility.
Let's do that.
All right, Pat, now we're inside the building, and I know that my department isn't training with this system you guys have here, but what are we looking at here? This is pretty impressive.
Well, this is a training system for alarm panels. This will allow us to teach our firefighters a number of things. You have the basic alarm panel that you see in the community, different various types, and then below the panels you have different pull stations. This allows us to teach our firefighters how to read a panel, silence a panel, and then reset the pull stations, and then reset the alarm system. And so in and up above it is smoke detectors and heat sensors that you'd see out in the community. Allows our firefighters to identify what smoke detectors set off the alarm system.
All right, fantastic. And then I know you said that there's pipe systems we got out here that feed into this too, and we'll go look at those in a minute, but those are tied into these systems as well?
Right, we have a training simulator for sprinkler system, which are tied into the alarm panels, which will show us water flow alarms.
Well, let's go take a look at those. All right, Pat, now here we are looking at the piping systems. What do we got here?
Well, this is a prop simulating a wet system, sprinkler system you'd see in a commercial building, or even a residential like townhouse, multifamily dwelling. This is a prop that we use for training our firefighters on what zone is flowing water in a building, recognize it, be able to shut the system down, be able to communicate to command that the zone is down, and they can start to reset the system when they know the fire's out.
So this does flow water, but it is all prop, is that right?
Exactly. This is a wet system. This is actually a dry pipe, what we'd see in a building that has sprinkler systems in a cold environment, freezer environment, or attic environment under freezing conditions.
Okay.
And then the other three pipes are wet and actually flow water.
And you can plug sprinklers right up in here, is that correct?
We can put a pipe in there and have a sprinkler head off here, so we can train our firefighters how to wedge a sprinkler head and shut the water flow down.
Well, this is really impressive, so let's go take a look at the rest of the building.
Okay.
All right, Pat, we're inside now, and it looks like a stairwell. What can you tell me about this stairwell here?
Well, stairwell is simulated like you'd see in an apartment complex or a commercial building, emergency exit stairway. We have a wet pipe, stand pipe. It's a wet system. This whole stairway is waterproof, so we can actually flow water in here if we desire to.
Okay.
Up the stairs, first flight, you can kind of see a window there. We can do laddering from the outside, so we can do some rescuing. The black tube is actually a tube that we can pump simulated theatrical smoke into the stairway for reducing the visibility for firefighters to come in.
So you can smoke this whole place up?
Yep, zero visibility in here.
Okay, great. And then like you said, you could flow water if you really wanted to. What else can you do to simulate real life situations? Anything?
Well, we can do rescuing from, we can simulate doing a rescue up the steps, or we can simulate doing a rescue carried down the steps.
So like a basement rescue
rescue going up, yeah.
All right, great. Well, let's go see what else we got up in this building.
All right.
Okay, now we're up on the second level. What kind of room are we in here, Pat?
This is our tactical search room.
Okay.
We use this a number of different ways. It allows us to set up and have a floor pattern one way, and then quickly readjust the floor pattern, and so firefighters don't memorize their pattern coming up on the search. These are the types of doors that can easily be moved around and quickly set up a new floor layout.
So you can customize it any way you want, stuff like that.
Yeah. We also have the smoke capability of smoking up from the ceiling, pushing smoke down towards the floor, or we can bring it in over here on the wall. We can bring it in on the low ground floor level, so to let it rise into the ceiling.
All right, Pat, so tonight we're doing our search and rescue. What really, for our viewers, could you do to explain a search and rescue training, or what we would do?
Well, we'll set the room up for a kind of a maze, and we'll inject some smoke in here, so when the firefighters make entry into the room, they're going to do a search and rescue. They're looking for a victim. Sometimes it's like a homeowner, simulated homeowner, someone in a house.
Okay.
So down here we have a mannequin. We simulate, this is a 185-pound mannequin. We'll place him in the room somewhere. The crews will make entry, and they'll conduct a search. They'll find the mannequin, and they'll have to call what is called an incident command, one person that's in charge of the incident, and they'll notify them that they found a victim, and then it's a team effort to get that victim from this room out to a safe area. on the fire ground. We also are able to simulate a firefighter going down and conducting a rescue in case there's a firefighter in danger. We simulate that up here too.
With our rapid intervention team kind of training, stuff like that. So.
Exactly.
And then I see you have like 2x4 studs, stuff like that. Is that designed for firefighters to walk through, break through, whatever we got to do here?
So that's a simulated wall like you'd see in a house, and we put sheetrock up onto that 2x4 structure frame, and then we teach our firefighters how to breach the wall, going from one room to another room for safety reasons.
So tonight we're doing our search and rescue. That's what we're designing. But what else would you use this room for? Anything else, or?
Well, our police department uses it for SWAT training. They'll come up and they'll put a hostage up here, a shooter. They'll come in. They can actually shoot training rounds up here.
Okay.
So a lot of different things you can use the room for.
And then what do we use the windows and doors for? Is that another form of taking somebody out, or?
So the doors are used for an exterior balcony, goes outside, so you can do rescuing off of a balcony like you'd see in an apartment complex.
Okay, like a multi-story.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the windows are used for simulating rescuing people, ladder operations out of a window.
Okay, so then we can customize the floor plans, you can smoke up a room. Is there other things we can do to make this more realistic as fire situations or anything like that?
We also pump in background music like you'd normally hear in a structure fire, with smoke alarm sounding. So we have an audio system built into this room to put background music in when you're coming in to do search and rescue operations.
So it's just like it would be in a real fire, something like that. All right, great. And then you got more stuff that we can go look at?
Sure.
All right, fantastic. All right, Pat, we're up here on the roof now. We've got a couple different sections. What are we standing on here? What do we got?
Well, we're out on the exterior balcony of the tower. This is on a 3rd floor level, and this balcony allows us to do ladder operations. We can ladder a bucket to this balcony and rescue people over the railing into a bucket or onto a ladder.
And this is a little bit different than the other balcony that we have.
Yeah, this is kind of built into the building, where the other balcony was built in exterior. It's sticking out of a building.
Okay.
So a little bit different operations when it becomes involved in rescuing people off of it.
But you can train for either one, is what we got going on here.
Absolutely.
No, that's fantastic. All right, let's go out here to the other section of the roof and take a look at what we've got out here.
This is an area on our roof section that we put in props. You can see one prop right now. We're going to be adding more props to it. Props are, that prop there is made for using sledgehammers, axes.
Okay.
We're going to be building another prop that would allow us to get up on a roof elevation and do chainsaw operations. For venting purposes.
All right, and then you said you can ladder up to this other level of the roof here?
Yeah, we can go up to a 4th level, laddering this section and get up on that roof, and also do different operations off of the opposite side. We can do ladder operations on that roof.
All right, fantastic. Well, it's been great getting a tour of your facility, and appreciate you using it, or letting us use it. Yeah, this has been great. Thanks for giving us a tour.
You're very welcome, and we enjoy having you.
If you don't use water wisely today, there may not be water to use tomorrow.
Hi, I'm TJ Lawrence, firefighter out of Station 1. Our question for Ask the Firefighter comes to us from Jody, who lives in Blaine. Jody asks, is it true that firefighters wash the truck after every time they take it out on a call? Thanks, Jody, for your question. While it's true that we wash our trucks quite often, we don't wash them after every call. Many of the calls we respond to, the trucks simply don't get that dirty. But if it's raining or we respond to a fire, once we get back, everyone helps out cleaning the trucks for the next call. Thanks for your question, Jody. If you have a question for Ask the Firefighter, send it to us using the information on your screen.
Welcome to another edition of Fire Chief's Corner. I'm Fire Chief Mike Meyer, and today I have Jim Kill from Perfection Heating and Cooling here to talk to us about heat air exchangers in your homes. Some of the issues that we've seen as far as a fire department, and then Jim's also going to talk to us about the maintenance that we should be doing as homeowners for them. Jim, welcome to the show and thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Here we have just a typical air exchanger that you would see in your house, and we'll cover some of the preventive maintenance items that we're supposed to do on these. They'll have filters like this, or they might have the sponge filters, but take a look. All of them will have usually 2 filters in them. Pull your filters out. They're usually always washable filters. Just take them in a wash tub, clean them. I would say quarterly for sure. You should be cleaning these. Just slide them out, wash them up good. This core here, this is your core that your air is going to come in one direction. It'll come in one direction to the house, and then it exhausts the other direction out through the cores, and that's how they get the heat recovery off of it. But this core is also a washable item. It will slide out. There's directions right on the very front of it here on what to do for cleaning it. Most of the time it's using a mild soap water, soaking it in a tub of water for a number of hours, and then rinse it off good, let it dry, and slide it right back in the same way you removed it.
And when did they start putting these into homes as far as, older homes don't have them? Is it the 90s? Is it mid-2000s that they started putting them in?
We're probably a good 15 years or so they've been going into the houses. Another item that you want to take a look at that's real important that everybody misses is a hood on the outside of the house. There's 2 of these hoods. One is going to be the air that's being removed from the house is going to be blowing out, and then the other one is going to be taking air in. The one that's taking air in, you will find the screen will be plugged on a lot of them. You take like an old toothbrush, something like that, scrub it out good. You should be looking at that at least once a year to make sure the hood is clean.
And you want to probably make sure that screen's attached, otherwise you might have critters that'll try to make a little home in there.
Exactly, the bird's nests and what have you can get inside there. So like I say, take a look at these once a year. The core, I believe, is once a year, and your filters should be quarterly. Once every 3 or 4 months, clean them. Every house is different on how often it has to be cleaned, but that's what's recommended by the manufacturer.
Okay. What are some of the issues that you see as far as that we've come across as far as a fire department is the fan motors in here burn out, and then we get called because of the smell of smoke. Is there any other issues that you find with them that you get called at?
That's the biggest one, and the biggest issues that causes a lot of that stuff is from people not doing preventive maintenance on their equipment.
Okay.
You keep the filters clean, that's going to make your motors last longer. If everything's dirty, the motor's working that much harder trying to pull the air through. These are, again, as we said, these are air exchangers. These are not air makeups for the house. A lot of people think that they can plug the line off that's by the furnace. You have a big insulated flex by the furnace. They figure they have one of these in there. This is making up the air. This takes out the same amount of air as what it brings in. Your other tube that's by the furnace usually is made to make up the air that your furnace and water heater use for burning. So do not plug those up with towels.
Okay. And these are something that runs pretty continuously throughout the day. So in a 24-hour cycle, they're running majority of that time. So you can see that the motors are going to burn up or the filters are going to get plugged if they're not maintained properly. Jim, there's been some recalls on certain brands of these. Is there, what were some of the resolutions that they came up, or what did they find with some of those models?
On the one model in particular was a Venmar from, I believe it was 91 to 2001. And you can check the city website. They do have a list of the model and serial numbers on what units fell into that category. The problem was that the motor was overheating, causing fires. And what they have done for resolution, they have a plug that this plug here will plug into. It has a small amp fuse built into that plug. If the motor starts to draw too much current, that fuse will pop and the unit will not work, and it will have to be serviced by a tech at that point. You will not be able to remove the plug once it's plugged into it.
All right, and if you do have any questions about the model that you have, you can probably go to search it on the internet and find your model and see if there's any issues with that model that you do have.
Correct, yes, you should be able to Google it and probably find any information you'd want on it.
All right. And again, I guess just to recap real quick, the one thing that we want to make sure homeowners are doing is taking care of the maintenance of it, doing the filter cleaning.
The filters, the core, and your hoods outside. Make sure they're clean. If that intake hood outside is not clean, what you're going to do is put your house into a negative pressure, which could start drawing air down a chimney or something in that order there. Then we've got a lot bigger problems.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me today, and let's make sure we get our maintenance done on our air exchangers.
Okay, thank you.
Trash walking, picking up thrown away refuse. Walking, we be trash walking, helping Mama Nature look clean. Walking, we be trash walking. If I can do it, you can too. Do some trash walking by recycling for your community and yourself.
Now it's time to highlight some recent news around the fire department. LFD, along with the American Red Cross, held its second annual blood drive in early May. Special thanks goes out to Station 1 Captain Scott Bakos for organizing this year's event, and thanks to all the firefighters that helped out. Every year, fire trucks must have their pumps tested by an independent company to make sure they are in good working condition. LFD recently had all of our trucks tested and are all in good working order. The testing, which involves pumping water to and from a mobile testing trailer, was done at Station 1 and takes less than 1 hour per truck. If any issues were to be found with the apparatus, it is immediately repaired and put back into service. Awards were handed out at the LFD annual banquet in mid-April. Derek Gaborski from Station 3 was named Firefighter of the Year, and Melissa Schmidt, also from Station 3, was named Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to both Derek and Melissa for this accomplishment. Now let's take a look at some of the recent calls LFD has responded to. Firefighters were called out to several grass fires in the city this spring. This year, the mild weather is increasing the risk for grass fires, and LFD has been able to extinguish them so far with no loss of property. If you saw our last episode, you may remember us talking about the risks associated with your clothes dryer. Recently, firefighters responded to a dryer fire which destroyed the dryer and caused damage to the home. While cause of the fire is still under investigation, this is a good reminder about what could happen while using a clothes dryer. If you would like to see the segment about what you can do to lessen the risks of dryer fires, watch the March edition of On Call on the city's website or subscribe to the Lakeville City channel on iTunes. LFD responded to a chimney fire in mid-March, and nobody was harmed in this incident. And finally, firefighters put out a car fire located in the Rainbow Foods parking lot this spring. Nobody was injured in this incident. And that is some of the latest news happening around LFD.
I scratch the fire dog, because I like to scratch out the fires. Hey, we are at the station number 3 to meet the Firefighter of the Year here in Lakeville, Firefighter Derek, and he's going to show us the different ways that they can shoot water for different kinds of fire. So let's go this way and meet him. Actually, he's this way. Hey, Firefighter Derek, how are you, man?
I'm good, Scratch. Glad you made it.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you, and congratulations on being named a Lakeville Firefighter of the Year. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Scratch.
Hey, now I understand you are going to show me some of the nozzles that you use to spray water for different purposes, correct?
Exactly, Scratch. I heard you wanted to find out a little bit more about how we spray water.
Absolutely.
So, I'm going to give you a little tour of our truck.
Oh, and it looks like we got a couple right to here.
All ready and ready ready to go.
Oh, that looks like a ray gun.
This is just a regular nozzle. It's got a bail on it.
What's a bail?
A bail helps us to open and shut it. And we can spray water in a big fog pattern or in a straight stream.
Oh, I like that.
So if you notice, this is connected to the front of the truck. We call this a pre-connect. So we can yank this right off the truck, head into the house or head into the garage fire or whatnot, and spray water relatively quickly.
How about the doghouse?
Maybe. Depends on if your wife put you there or not.
Oh, that's a good one. Very nice. Now, what's in the next one here? Oh, my goodness. This looks like either a big pencil, a pen, or something that you use to clean the wax out of your ears.
Well, close, but not quite, Scratch. This is called a piercing nozzle, and I'll hold it up for you. It's rather large.
Oh, come on. It looks like a big pen.
It is. It's close.
Yeah.
What we use this for primarily is car fires. So if we get to a car fire and we're unable to open the hood, we can actually stick this through the grill or maybe even the light. When we open the bail, it sprays water out the tip of the nozzle, help us to extinguish the fire. Or in some cases, if we have an attic on fire and we can't quite get to that spot within the house, we're just going to stick this up through your ceiling, and then we can turn our water on. It helps us get water into hard-to-reach places.
Hey, it's nice to have those handy tools for all those different types of fires, right?
It is, and we actually have a couple more on the back of the truck, so let's head to the back and we'll talk about a few more.
Sounds good. Here we go. Okay, Derek. Whoa, this is quite an impressive tool that you guys use. What is this?
Well, Scratch, this is called a monitor or a water monitor. Its main purpose is really to provide exposure protection when we're at fire scenes. So if you have an awfully large fire, we don't want an adjacent structure such as a house or a commercial building that's next to our fire scene to obviously catch on fire, so we can shoot a lot of water out of that.
And how far can you shoot using that one?
Well, depending on how far we need to go, we can probably shoot it a couple 100 feet.
Oh, wow, impressive. Okay, Derek, now it looks like we got a blitz fire nozzle here. What does the blitz fire do?
Well, Scratch, the purpose of the blitz fire is really to give us mobile application of water. We talked about the monitor just a couple minutes ago and how that's stuck on the truck.
Yeah.
Well, same premise. This allows us to pull a lot of water. It's mobile, so we can place it anywhere we want on a fire scene. And what's kind of neat about this, that the pressure within this will actually press it into the ground, so once we have it set up, you don't need any firefighters to stand by it.
Wow, that's very impressive. Very cool stuff now, but it was nice that you could show me these nozzles, but you think you could show me them actually working?
I think so. Let's head outside and shoot some water.
Good, and can I ride in the front of the truck?
You might have to ride on the back.
Oh, how about in the cab?
Maybe.
I'll wear my seatbelt, I promise you! Let's go! We are now outside, and you're going to show me how the blitz fire sprays the water. Are you ready, Derek?
I'm ready. Pretty simple. We're just going to pull this little knob right here. That unlocks the handle.
Oh, look at that.
And there she goes.
Now again, why would you use this particular... I'm getting wet.
I'm getting wet too, Scratch. This would really be for a big, big fire, and we want to put a lot of water on the fire.
Hey, I'm not getting wet. I'm not washing wet.
And it actually, if you look, can go back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
So in case we need to move it, but if you notice, once you have it set up, you don't need to do anything anymore. You're done. Now we can change the fog pattern.
Hey, that's the one that was getting all wet again.
Yep. Or we can go to that straight stream. Just depends on how far. We don't have the throttle on the truck up very high. Otherwise, we could probably push more water out.
Very good. Can I see another one? Can I see the one that was on the back of the truck? Shoot
All
up
right,
water?
let's see if we can shoot some water with that one.
Okay, I'm ready, and I'm getting wet. Okay, are we ready to shoot off at the next nozzle, Derek?
Yeah, we're ready to do the deck gun. If you notice, it's up there.
Oh.
Let's have Skylar, our other firefighter with us today, turn it on for us, and we'll see how far it goes.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way, because last time I got all wet, so I'm backing up. Hey, there it goes! Woohoo! I'd hate to be a bug on that tree, though.
Yeah, that'd be a bad day.
Oh, it looks like you're going to make the water come out of that pen now, Derek.
Yes,
And what do you
Scratch.
use this for again?
Remember, this is for car fires, or sometimes we use it for attic fires.
You go for it, because this is the fun stuff we want to see.
All right,
here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, turn it off. You don't want to smell this wet dog.
I suppose not, Scratch.
Hey, well, I want to thank you, Derek, for helping us out with this segment today. Very informative, and congratulations on being named the Firefighter of the Year.
Well, thank you very much, Scratch. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, it was great. So much knowledge, so much good stuff. And we'll see you next time on the Scratch's Fire Dog Greatest segment, where we find all the things about the fire department. And, oh, you know what? It's very wet on the lens. I better lick it off. Hey, we'll see you next time. Hey, see you later, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of On Call. If you have questions, comments, an idea for the program, or want to send a question in for Ask the Firefighter, feel free to call us at 952-985-4700 or use the email address at the bottom of your screen. Thanks for joining us, and all fire units are clear.
Hey, my dad and I went on a bike ride yesterday.
Well, my dad makes me feel uncomfortable.
My dad says he can't wait to see me in the play I'm in.
Well, my dad makes me keep a lot of secrets.
My dad played catch with me and told me he loved me.
Well, sometimes my dad... I don't want to talk about it.
Getting abused by anyone is nothing to brag about. Stop the abuse before it's too late.